I'm a lifer right now. You know, I was originally sentenced to 164 years to life, broken down to 150. Growing up in the hood, it's like get it or get got, you know. So sometimes we, you know, take ownership of the things that we probably shouldn't. You know, us men here in prison, we do more than just, you know, gang bang and do negativity all day. You know, some of us positive and, you know, trying to strive for something, you know, better.
First and foremost, what's your name, brother, and where you from?
Okay, I'm Kamari Nelson from the Bay Area out of East Oakland, and I'm a peer literacy mentor. You know, I've been doing this for 3 years now, working with Dr. Evans, the great doctor here at CSP Corcoran. We've been getting guys over the hump. You know, a lot of guys is afraid of education. They may have dropped out of education a long time ago, but we're here to get them over the hump. As of right now, I probably got like 10, 11, 12 guys I done personally assisted to get their GEDs and high school diplomas. And right now, I just recovered 4 college degrees in addition to the 5 college degrees that I already had. So right now, I'm trying to work my way into a bachelor's program and, you know, just keep on pushing. You know, I'm a lifelong learner, and that's what I strive for, you know, trying to get out. I'm a lifer right now. You know, I was originally sentenced to 164 years to life, broken down to 150, and somehow I worked my way into getting an elderly parole date. That's within 7 years, but I plan on being home by then, you know, through the court system. I qualify as a juvenile lifer. Hopefully they come see me soon. You know, I've been down since I was 24, so, you know, I'm just here to push, you know. I'm here for the community. Anytime anybody needs anything, I'm there for them, you know. So that's, you know, that's me, you know. I'm trying to start my nonprofit, Soldier Boys Social Justice Advocacy Association, for the, you know, to mentor the youth in the community, you know, because it's a lot of disenfranchised youth that, you know, need some type of mentorship and guidance going forward to help them. They may not have a father, big brother figure, and that's where we come in at. You know, us men here in prison, we do more than just, you know, gang bang and do negativity all day. You know, some of us positive and, you know, trying to strive for something, you know, better, you know. So that's, you know, it's me.
Absolutely. Now, you say you've been down since you were 24 years old.
Yes, sir.
How old are you today?
42. I'll be 43 in July, you know.
Absolutely. And you say you are up for elderly parole within 7 years?
7 years, yeah. When I turned 50. 50 is, they had the older one was 60, and then they had a newer one that they added at 50. So, you know, they can, you know, come see you around that time and see if you qualified and meet the criteria to go home. As of right now, like I said, I have about like 8, 9 college degrees and certificates from different colleges and universities. Also, in addition to that, I have a plethora of self-help group certificates and certifications. And like I said, I'm a certified PLNP mentor, peer literacy mentors, you know, support. So that's what we do around here. You know, we assist guys in education.
Absolutely. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what were you down for originally?
Oh, well, kidnap robbery. You know how it is growing up in the hood. It's like get it or get got, you know. So sometimes we, you know, take ownership of the things that we probably shouldn't, you know. And that was, you know, my mind state at the time. As of right now, looking back, you know, I was a coward for, you know, getting involved in some of the things that I was involved in my youth. And, you know, I try to give back as much as I can to try to pay it forward and let guys know there's a brighter way, there's a better way. You know, I have 5 kids that look up to me. My daughter just had my first grandkid January 30th, so now I'm looking forward to being a grandfather. I haven't even met her yet. I hear her in the background crying all the time, so that's another addition to my push, you know, that I have to strive to get out of here one day, you know.
No, absolutely. Now, you said your original sentence was how many years?
It was 164 years.
164 years. Now, what was that feeling that you felt when you heard those numbers?
I mean, it felt like my whole body just felt numb. You know, it felt like somebody just drained all my blood out, like as if I was going through dialysis. I can imagine. You know, I mean, man, it was just like, what am I to do now? You know, and luckily, you know, I got a level head for the most part. And, I stayed grounded, stayed humble, and I look forward to, you know, prayers every night. And I just prayed on it, you know. I prayed on it, and I wasn't even intended to come to CSP Corcoran. I was supposed to go to Jamestown or Mill Creek and ended up here. And it just happened to be a good landing spot. I landed with a good guy I could call my mentor, Dr. Evans, my supervisor, you know, with the PLNP program. And, you know, that's how I, you know, got through my journey up to this point, you know, and I'm still striving to this day, you know. That's why I'm here, you know.
Absolutely. Now, was there a specific point where you decided to get on your program and change your life through?
Yeah, it was about 2012. I met a guy that went by Potluck at the time. His name was Anthony Davis. He's out right now, but he was a lifer at one point in Solano. I got sent from Solano from Lancaster because I messed up in Lancaster. I was supposed to go to the programming yard there, and I ended up getting into it on the yard, got a little 115. So they like, look, your points is still level 3, so we're going to send you to Solano, which is okay. It's distance away from my family, but it's good. You know, I'm from the Bay Area, so that's like 45 minutes. So I went there, and I ended up meeting these good group of dudes, and they put me on with Victim Awareness was the program that they was facilitating at the time. They was peer support specialists at the time, and so I got involved in that, and that's what it did. It took a 180. They hooked me up with Lassen College. I started doing that, got sent back to High Desert, finished a couple of classes up there. From there, I went to Vacaville. Vacaville was another landing spot where I became a TA, started, doing the education thing again. Got on with a couple of classes through Solano College and Lassen again. And then that's why I got on with Coastline and finished Lassen College with a social studies degree, finished Coastline, and I got sociology, behavioral studies. I have a business degree, and so on and so forth. So I've just been pushing, So, I try to give everything to education. I talk about Adovo a lot. I let guys know if you don't know something, maybe Adovo can help you out, and especially if you're trying to get your education. If you're serious about it, Adovo is there for you.
Absolutely, brother.
Sir.
Well, one more question.
Okay.
What do you want your legacy to be when you're dead and gone and up out of here? What do you want people to say about you? What do you want them to remember about you?
I want people to know that I was humble, that I was honest. When you seen me, you seen a ray of sunshine. You seen a hope, with every stride in my step. You seen belief. You seen believability, accountability, first and foremost, and just, a real, nice, genuine, prospect. And as far as, mentor, and as far as, just being a daily, African-American man, going through the system, So, and always be a lifelong learner, never count yourself out, always count yourself in, so.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So one word of advice to kids before we get out of here, to youth that might have been following the path that you were on.
Okay, just stay strong and look for some mentorship and guidance, because we can't do it alone. It takes a community, build your support team, just like you would build a basketball team, football team, or baseball team. You want the best, so strive to be the best, but not only that, learn from the best, and never shy away from it,
Absolutely, man. Well, thank you so
Yes,
much
sir.
for your time and energy.
Thank you
for
too.
real.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Wow.